All right, we're getting ready to start, so here we go. We're lining up for colors.
Chapter 3, column of 2, front and center. Special thanks to the McBride Theater on behalf of DAV Chapter 3, VFW Post, American Legion, and everybody who's here taking care of our veterans. We are ready to post our colors. Gentlemen, escort the colors down. For those of you that are uncovered, and over your heart, for those of you that are covered, and salute. Two. What happened? We have a flagpole fall apart? Okay. You guys look bright. Or you can stay with the other guys and be glad to see down there. What do we need?
The colors have been presented, and now we're going to have a prayer by the chaplain.
Chapter 3. Over.
Dear God in heaven, we come at this hour of the morning, thanking you for another day. We thank you for this opportunity that we might have this chance to come together. Father, for the reason and purpose of which we come, we pray your blessings upon this service. We pray your blessings upon everything that is taking place in this hour and this time. We ask that you look on those who are suffering because of wars, and not in just the United States, but throughout the country. We pray for each one by one, and name by name. Let this service be according to your will and for your glory. And we carefully give you all the praise and honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Now we will have the Pledge of Allegiance by the DAV Chapter Commander.
Please, by the numbers. 1. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Be seated.
Next, we will have the national anthem. Oh, say, you see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, through broad stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, on the westward we march, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bells bursting in air, yet through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let's go. Is it my button?
Welcome, everybody. I am Dolores Johnson. I am the self-published author of U.S. Military Hidden Figures magazine. We have our second volume out now, and I just want to share with you briefly what was the reason behind me starting this magazine, and it's in your program as well. About the U.S. Military Hidden Figures magazine, created to honor and celebrate you all veterans from local communities. In the inaugural edition specifically, is dedicated to veterans from Flint and Genesee County. I want you to give you guys a round of applause for Flint and Genesee County veterans. And starting with volume 2, it represents veterans from across the U.S. The publication was inspired and honored and in memory of my late father, World War II Army Staff Sergeant Eddie Johnson of Flint, for his relentless will to serve. Drafted not having gone to school, not knowing how to read or write, his work ethic, growing up as a sharecropper in the South as a little boy, was what he knew. During basic training, he would go to the rec room and look through books and start tracing, writing letters. As he states in a video when he was ABC 12 Person of the Week in 2003. Assigned to the 93rd Infantry Division, 318 Engineering Battalion, Company A. Company A. After basic training, he was promoted to platoon sergeant over 56 men building roads and bridges, and over other military assignments, becoming one of the first Blacks to obtain the rank of Staff Sergeant in World War II. He led the unit and relieving other units, engaging and subduing in combat battles, including saving an all-white unit that was surrounded by the enemy, subduing and capturing Japanese forces. When he moved his family to Flint, Michigan, both he and his wife were charter members in 1959 of the American Legion Dory Miller 306 unit and its auxiliary. He served as a 3-term post commander and was a lifetime member. It was said that he went door to door recruiting veterans. He was also a lifetime member of Dr. George Washington Carver VFW post when it was formerly 3791 in Flint, now known as VFW 8236. He also represents Flint by having a military display at the Michigan's Heroes Museum in Frankenmuth since 2003, His only son, who followed in his footsteps, Army Sergeant Wardell Johnson, also my brother, also has a display there. 2003, he received a plaque from the NAACP Flint chapter. He was part of the 2006 Salute to World War II Heroes, hosted by Genesee Valley Mall and WFNT AM radio. As a result, he and other World War II veterans are honored to have their names written on tiles that are part of the permanent A Remembrance of War Memorial Wall, which is located, next time you guys go out to Genesee Valley, is located in the JCPenney corridor hallway, down towards the security and restrooms. In May 17, 2008, at the age of 85, Staff Sergeant Johnson represented Flint on a Michigan Honor Flight Network trip to Washington, D.C. The day before the flight, his family gave him a community send-off. He received a congressional honor from the late U.S. Representative Dale Kildee, a key to the city of Flint, and a resolution proclaiming Eddie Johnson Day, Friday, May 16, 2008, from the city of Flint. He received a state seal from State Representative Brenda Clack and many other recognitions. And this is why I honor my dad. Amen. Okay, we are going to acknowledge any veteran organizations. If you represent a veteran organization, we want to hear from you. We want you to come up or take a mic or.
Oh, we can do it here.
Okay. So that everyone here will know about your organization.
Thank you. Good morning.
Okay. He asked if you would come up.
Come on up.
You want to come up?
How far? If I could make it up there, I can use.
Yes. I know we got the BAD and VFW, American Legion, and any other military organizations we'd like to hear from you. You can come line up actually, if you want to represent. Mary, you want to represent the auxiliary? You can go ahead and start.
Good morning again. We are here to represent the FW post number 8236, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, along with my junior vice commander, my chaplain, will you please stand, and the officer of the day and trustee, Brother Ed, Comrade Ed Moore. We're here this morning representing 8236, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, in the absence of our commander, William Sane. We're glad to be here. And as you know, Sister Johnson, we're here to support you, and thanks for having us.
All right, giving honor to the Holy Father, which is King of all Israel. Say, my name is Mary Simmons, and I'm here representing Dory Miller, Post 306 Auxiliary. And I am the vice president right now, and my mom there is the president, and Dolores is our secretary. So, having been in this organization all of my life, I've had father, grandfather. I have 5 brothers, and 4 of them was in the military. My husband was a Vietnam vet, passed recently. So my whole family is military inspired and dedicated. So the VFW, American Legion, like I said, has been a pivotal role part of my life. I remember when I was like 16, when we used to have the big marches, the big parades in Detroit, and we would go down, and the Lord said she doesn't remember. When we would go down to Detroit and we would march, and we would have the 440 Cadence, I don't know if anybody remembers that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, but, at that time, at 16, that was really a big thing because you got to march in front of all these people, you know, and dance your way down the street, you know, in Detroit. So, as I got older, so now that I'm vice president of our chapter, you know, it would behoove us to pull these younger veterans into our fold because for some reason or another, they think even if they went to the military, it really is not a big deal. You know, I did my time, now I'm out, like they went to prison. Did my time, now I'm out. So we have to educate them to what the pride of being a veteran means, or remind them of what the pride of being a veteran means. And for us African Americans or Blacks, the pride of being a military person is deep, long, bloody, and very well founded. So it would move us to our younger people, men and women, to remember why you joined, not just for the education or the money, but for the pride in your nation and yourself and your family. Thank you.
My name is Andrew Guy. I'm Commander Joy Miller 306. And we got a wonderful women auxiliary. We are proud to have her in Northern Midwest. I'm part of 306. And I'm proud to be part of 306. Joy Miller. I'm reaping the benefits of Dolores' father that started that program. He did it a long time ago, and we come through it, and I'm still reaping the benefits from it. So I would like to say to her that we're proud that what she's doing, and I hope we continue to do what she's doing. So we would like to, I would love to see the VFW integrate with American Legion. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that'd be a good thing to do. Because we got some young people that's coming up, you know, it's kind of hard to get them to join the program. So if we join together and we're reaching out together, we will meet more young men, maybe we'll get more young men to join. I'm getting old too. But I like to say that I'm proud that her dad helped get 306 together. And I'm proud to be the commander of that post. Yes.
Good morning. I'm not an official representative, but I think it's something important that all veterans need to know about. And it's called the Fisher House. They have one down in Ann Arbor next to the hospital down there, the VA hospital. And they're building one down for the Detroit hospital. So if you have to be in the hospital for any length of time, this is a place that your family, through whoever is, whatever service, whether it's, you're going to have surgery, whoever your doctors, they can go through and contact Fisher House. And it's a beautiful building. It's like a 5-star hotel built for veterans, families that need to be near their loved ones. My husband had surgery back in down in 2021, and he was down in Ann Arbor for 2 months. And because of the Fisher House, I could be right there near him. It could be a family member or a close friend. If you don't have a family member, it could be a caregiver. They provide everything. Food. They have a beautiful kitchen, and that was my relaxation, going in their kitchen and cooking a meal. And I tried to sneak away and purchase everything and give back to the Fisher House and the people that were staying there at that time. I tried to sneak out. They stopped me. They said, wait a minute. They ran into the office and came out with a gift card for Kroger. So when I say they provide everything, you know, when you stay in a hotel and you leave the hospital, and that happened the first time we had surgery 10 years ago, you go to your room. You hope that family can help you pay for it. It's going to be longer than you think you're going to be there. And you're there in that room by yourself in your thoughts.
But of course, when I was commander, there was this young lady, Dr. Marcel Welsh Rover, and she came and did a presentation for us. And we found out that she was housing veterans. And she said that I got immediately interested in that. So I've been working with her and on the veteran thing. Now, the difference in her program, and I'm on the board also, is that we've got 3 veterans that are in homes right now. And those veterans are there permanently in a house. As long as they pay their rent, they don't pay the roof. They don't have to worry about moving in 90 days, 2 years. Stay there permanently. And So far it's working out good. We're expecting to have one or two more houses next year because they have to be gutted out and rented out. And then they get new furnace, new hot water heater, stove, refrigerator, and then we have an organization that gives us brand new bed. So CHEER stands for Center for Higher Education Achievement. And they won an award last year for downtown there. So that was great. And, we're just looking forward to feeding up our veterans. If we can, I'm still working for that. They help out. We'll golf outing for a fundraiser. And we got some other things coming along the line too. So thank
Yeah. Chaplain, come up here, sir. Chaplain James, as he's known us, is a great friend. He also has a variety of programs that he works with our veterans as well as the civilian people in the area, works through a variety of churches and so on and so forth. I'm going to have him and ask him to take, just give a quick spiel on his job.
Sir. Thank you, Commander, Vice Commander, Adjutant, to all of my co-workers. We are here representing Chapter 3 of the AV. We have a food pantry also over there that we give away food to those who have need, not just veterans, but to families that have need. We try to reach out to the community in our area and widespread of the community wherever someone have a need, to try to meet that need. We have a young man by the name called Uncle Dave, who works diligently to provide and to help people with their needs. He's not here today, but I'm going to bring him up because he's worthy to be brought up, because he works real hard, get this job done to help people. Anything that we can do as at the chaplain department, I'm speaking for the chaplain department, we're here to help you. I want to also say that, I spoke to Commander about it. You have passions in this area, in the Gen C area. What we want to do, the chaplain department, we want to honor some of our pastors. Some of our pastors do not get the honor that they deserve. So we want to take the initiative from the DAB to reach out and honor and give honor to some of our pastors before this year go out. Okay, so I'm asking you all, whoever, to help me in that particular area to reach out to help and get these pastors recognized and honored. Sometimes people do hard work and they be looked over.
Yes, true.
So, and then, you've got people in your surrounding area, if they're not doing it, then they don't want to see you, do it. But I'm the one here that I want to see everybody get to what they deserve. Okay, as a pastor and as a leader in the community. Okay, and so we work hard. We work hard. I do. I work hard in this community. A lot of people don't think I do, but I'm up day and night pushing hard, working with people, working with churches, diligently trying to get things done. So we're trying to do this to help our community to be abroad and to know that the DAB is an outstanding work. And so we recommend that you help us in any way that you can. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, like I said, my name is Mike Butler. I've been with the DAB for 25 years. I'm commander of my post. It's first year. I'll tell you what, it's enough to drive me silly, to drive me wacky. But what we do is we help all veterans and their families, as well as helping civilians, because we do have a variety of food banks and stuff that they need. If our civilian community needs something and we can help them, we do that. We have been around for over 100 years. My primary job started as a service officer, and with the team I've got, I'll tell you what, we try to do everything. And the big thing I need to see is get more people, get more younger people in, because you know what? We're all getting old. There ain't nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. And, okay, that's basically all about me. I'm gonna give it over to, Mr. Grundy here. He's got something he wants to say. Got it?
Feedback, so. Is it up? All right, Georgia Grundy II. Call myself your favorite veteran, but that's relative to whoever I'm speaking to. I founded an organization called Veterans of Now in 2015. Many of you all know me. That organization has serviced over 10,000 residents in the city of Flint, mainly due to the water crisis. We've passed out water in many different wards and doing all kinds of stuff. Fast forward, since yesterday, today's today, we've been working at going after some of this opioid funding and getting access to be able to help heal veterans that are going through. We have received a tentative yes from the municipality. I don't know what tentative means because that don't mean anything happened. They're just saying, yep, like what you're doing and hurry up and wait. You know what hurry up and wait is. So with that said, I'm a younger veteran. I'm a part of the VFW. I'm part of the DAV. A life member of the DAV. I still got to pay some more money to be a part of the life member of the VFW. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I was in Afghanistan. So, period, point blank, beginning of the story. So, the sleepless nights, things that you see that you can't unsee, all the different stuff, done that. I started the organization in order to build the bridge because we know what it should look like in here, but we see what the reality is right now. And I want to help to be a part of the bridge. But we have to have those conversations, and y'all got to let us grow up. Y'all just can't hold the button down and tell us do it because we was in the same uniform to y'all. So let's have that conversation. I'm here, available, ready to wait.
Thank you, and applause to all of the veterans organizations. Let's give them all a hand. Okay, I gotta switch it around a little bit. We're getting ready to present you guys, someone who has to leave. We're gonna do honor the veterans, for the second book out a little bit down, but this one is very important. They have to leave. And this is the family that is representing and receiving on behalf of their loved one. The U.S. Military Hidden Figures magazine posthumously, hope I said that right, recognizes World War II Montfort Point Marine, TFC Morris Ruffin, and his daughter is accepting on behalf of him being a featured veteran in Volume 2 publication as a U.S. military hidden figure. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you again for submitting your badge.
Thank you for this program because a lot of things happen and for my nephew, didn't know he was a Montfort Point Marine.
Right.
And all he did was the Marine and the cooking. Didn't find out until, a few years ago.
Yeah.
And when I met the other family members, none of those men talked about it because how they were treated. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You are so welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay.
Okay, one other thing before that beautiful young lady leaves.
Margaret?
Yep, her grandfather was a Medal of Honor winner, and for that, we give you a salute. Amen. Amen. And thank you for a job well done, ma'am. If anything to do, call it the AV. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. That was very special. Thank you. Isn't it moments like this that makes it bringing the veterans together special? Yeah. Okay. Next we have a special presentation. I'm gonna mix it around a little bit. We have two special presentations. But I'm getting ready to acknowledge the veterans featured in the inaugural edition. So as we call off your name, you can come up and receive your acknowledgement. I know his wife RSVP'd that he would be here, but I'm not sure if I see them. Sergeant James Excel Cummings, is he here? I don't see him. Okay, he's a World War II, I'm sorry, he's an Army Korean War veteran, being featured today as a U.S. military hidden figure. Let's give him a hand. Next we have Army Vietnam veteran, Private David Smitty Smith Jr., and this is posthumously being recognized. And he's being represented today by his wife, Yolanda. Want to come on up? Okay, do we have the Gant family here? Is the Gant family here? G-A-N-T? If so, raise your hand. Okay, all right. You come on up. U.S. Military Hidden Figures magazine posthumously recognizes Army Military Silver Star Purple Heart Specialist 4, or SPC 4, Joseph A. Gant Sr., and his beautiful wife is accepting on his behalf. Okay, is Mr. Bowman still here? If so, raise your hand. Is Mr. Bowman, are you still here? I know they had to leave also. Oh, okay. Okay. Can you grab that? They had some emergencies too where they had to leave, and I want to make sure. Okay. Guys, give me just a minute. Okay, here we go. Is he coming? Oh, he's coming. Okay. U.S. Military Hidden Figures magazine recognizes Marine Corps Corporal Eugene Boeing, featured veteran in Volume 2 as a U.S. military hidden figure.
Thank you very much. I'm also the treasurer and board member here at McCree, and I want to thank everyone for being here. And one of the nicest things that happened is to have the commander coming here about a year and a half ago, to service veterans on the north side of Flint here. That's been a good thing, a very good thing. So I hope that we can continue the relationship with the DAV for as long as possible. And I'm also a member of the DAV, a lifetime member of the DAV. So I also used to counsel veterans going through post-traumatic stress disorder for the VA in Battle Creek, until I found out, hey, I got PTSD too also. Okay. At that point, I knew when I I knew it was time to move on and to receive help myself. And I'm a clinician, by the way, by profession. I counsel, I do a lot of things. But right now, I'm also a deacon at my church here, Triumph Church or Ebenezer. And I wanted everyone to know that what the American Legion Post and everyone is doing for the veterans in this area, you need to give yourself a pat on the back, okay? You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Okay, next we have, as a U.S. military hidden figure, Marine Corps veteran, Lance Corporal Daniel J. Fiedler.
I'll be just real quick. I just want to say, I've lived in Flint my entire life, other than my time serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. After coming home, I had a lot of support from my family, and I still struggled at times. I can only imagine coming back and not having that support. So proud to be from a community that does so much to help their veterans on so many levels. So thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, is Richard Wagenlander here? Is Richard here? Okay, he had RSVP. Staff Sergeant E4 Richard Wagenlander is an Air Force veteran, and we recognize him as a military figure. We'll get that to him later. I don't see Dr. Kenyatta Dotson. I don't see her. We recognize her. She is an Army veteran, E4 chaplain assistant in the Army. We recognize Dr. Kenyatta Dotson. Okay. He couldn't be here today, but his family is here to represent him, and they represent him well. That is Air Force retired veteran TSGP Terry L. Williams. We recognize him as a U.S. military figure, and his sister and his mom are here.
I think I want to say this. I rise in honor to the Holy Father, which is the King of all Israel, Basil Williams, and I'm in the president. I joined the American Legion Auxiliary in 1959, right after the Johnson. So we all grew up together, and the children did too. And all our juniors in there. So they were right along with us. I worked in this organization all the years. I've been department president, the district president twice, chaplain. I think I've been everything in this, all these 60-some years. And I'm still the president, because I can't get nobody to take it. Okay, and so I'm trying to get rid of, narrow down some of my chairmanships. I'm the president, I'm the vice president of the board of the church. I'm a missionary head and a president. I do it. So I've really been, I cut down on 3 or 4 of them. So, but but my biggest pride, when I asked to join the American Legion, I said, what do they do? And because I lost one uncle in World War I, and I had one cousin and lost him in World War II. My husband got shot, and I have one for my sons except one. And I have 2 grandsons still in the Air Force, and I have one son was 23 years in the Air Force, one was 20 years. This Terry Williams was 23 years in the Air Force, and now he works for the government. But I'm just thankful that I'm a member, and when they told me that they worked for the veteran, I said, that's what I want to work for. I want to be join auxiliary so we can work and take care of disabled and homeless veterans. If anybody pass by Kroger's or whatever on birthday, you see me standing with a little red flower. I've been doing that for about 60 years. And I'm trying to get out there this year too. And I'm just I'm just thankful to be around to be able to do something, you know? If you don't do anything, you just, I just say you're just useless, because that's what I say. Because you're supposed to help, you know, that God didn't put us here to just sit down. He put us here to work and help each other and help the one that's not able to do anything. That's what the American Legion and the Veteran Organization is all about, helping our disabled homeless people. You know, and I just thank you all for this beautiful. Take my son on the hammer to get it when I called him, tell him, and then he probably pick it up himself. But I'm thankful for it. God bless everybody and stay safe. All right.
Thank you, Mrs. Rogers. The next one we have from the inaugural edition is Army Vietnam veteran E4 Samuel Morgan Senior. Where are you at? I know you're here.
Veterans, I'd like to thank you for this honor. And I'm just glad that the good Lord enabled me to come home from the war. And we have a lot of veterans that need help, and we need a lot of young veterans in the VFW. So I'll be working to try to get the young people to join our join us. But thank you for this honor.
Just to let y'all know that, on this camera, so if you stand in front of this one, there's a potential for, have over 20,000 subscribers on here, so a lot of people can watch it, so.
Okay, and next we have Army NCO retired Sergeant E4 Dennis J. Sykes. Is Dennis still here? I know he was here. Okay, he's not here. Okay, I have a special presentation that I'm going to go ahead and do. You all just heard from Mrs. Maisie Williams as she accepted on behalf of her son. But little did she know that she's also here to be acknowledged. So this is a surprise for her. I have to share with you guys, Mrs. Maisie, this unbelievable. I've known her. She's known me since before I was born. She was part of that whole group starting in 1959 on the north side of Flint as the auxiliary, and her husband, Mr. Willie Williams, World War II veteran, being a part of the American Legion. Auxiliary, she's the current auxiliary president for American Legion, Dory Miller 306. And you guys will see why I have to acknowledge her. For your longevity, over 65 years, might be 70 by now, supporting military veterans in the city of Flint, state of Michigan, and the nation. As the longest running auxiliary president consecutively for over the past 40 years, and a lifetime member since 1959. You have always served military veterans and their families in the state of Michigan through your work and dedication in the 6th District Auxiliary for the state of Michigan as a 2-term district president, the first African-American district secretary, a 3-term chaplain, a 4-term historian, legislative chair for 7 or 8 years, and received a 60-year American Legion district pin in 2019. Your work has not been in vain, and I salute you today, Mrs. Mayfield, as a military or a hidden figure, military hidden figure. This is for you. She's been doing it a long time. A long time. Okay, and of the first.
She had one more thing to say.
Oh, okay.
I want y'all to know the truth.
I don't know about the truth, but I'm sitting there with an arm that's messed up, so I can't do it. But I just want everybody to know that I'm 94 years old and I got have about 5 years. All right.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, for the first edition, we have an American hero here with us. All of you guys are American heroes. U.S. Military Magazine recognizes Air Force retired veteran, Vietnam hero of Operation Baby Lift, Sergeant Philip R. Wise, as a U.S. military.
I'd like to thank Hidden Figures for this honor. I'd like to thank all the veterans here for their service and dedication to America. This dedication for me today is special because we are approaching the 49th anniversary of Operation Baby Lift, which occurred on April 4th, 1975. Well, that was 49 years ago. And once again, I'd like to thank Hidden Figures for recognizing all of us as veterans. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
And also from the first edition, one person I definitely cannot, he's already spoke, but definitely gotta recognize him. He's been helping MC this event, and that's Marine Corps veteran, logistics embarkment specialist, George F. Grundy II. Oh, okay, there you go. You ran away for a minute. Sorry about that. Thank you, George.
Got my name. Y'all want another song? Thank you.
Oh, okay. And right now we're getting ready to bring up those who are here, who were featured in the U.S. Military Magazine to be on a panel for a moment. So those who are in the first, I know George, Mr. Wise.
Come on up.
Samuel,
Right.
Morgan. We might have room for all of Mr. Jefferson. Did you want to come or no?
Yeah. If you were in the first
Yes,
issue, come on up.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
In the book, come on for the first episode, first issue. I guess I gotta go up with you. In the book. So which one is good?
Good call. Have a seat.
All right. So what's going on, gentlemen and ladies? We are here giving ourselves a pat on the back on behalf of Ms. Dolores. Let's give her a hand for what she was considering thinking about it. And thank her father for giving her the motivation to do it. Because that's why she's doing it. So let's start down here.
Love your meeting. Good afternoon again. My name is Raymond E. Jefferson. I'm a Korean War veteran. I'm a double Purple Heart. That's not good, but it's all right. I'm still here because I was in the Korean War. I'm a Korean War veteran. And during the Korean War, when it first started, we didn't have no replacement, so they couldn't rotate. So the first time I got hit, I went out, and as soon as I got healed up, I thought I had time enough to rotate, but there was still no replacement, so they sent me back up and I got it again. But I'm still here, thank God. I have the opportunity to serve with the Army, was segregated during that time. It was segregation. Black troops, some white officers. But I served with the unit with distinction and historical. I served with the last remnants of the original Buffalo Soldiers, the 24th Regiment. I had the honor and privilege to serve with that unit. And I did not have no idea I served with that unit until I was in the hospital. But I did serve, and I was in that unit when it was deactivated. The cover was taken, sent back to the War Department. And that's something to share. And it's an honor and a privilege to have served with that unit. I served in Korea, I served in Europe, and I said I had enough, so I got out. Thank you very much. And I'm wearing two hats today, so I'm going to take some more time. I'm wearing two hats. I'm the commander. I'm a past commander of the VFW post, number 8236. I'm also now serving as senior vice commander. I'm speaking in behalf of my commander. We, the members of VFW post number 8236, we serve veterans. We serve veterans. We serve veterans. We serve their widows. We serve their orphans. We serve their children. We serve the community. We have a community service program. And we also assist veterans in obtaining much needed benefits. And we also, in closing, we have hall rentals. Thank you very much.
Introduce myself again. My name is Daniel Vela. I served in the United States Marine Corps from 2005 to 2009, serving in Iraq in 2007, where I was injured and also a recipient of Purple Heart, and being able to heal up enough to deploy again in 2008 to Afghanistan. Very proud of my time in service.
Good morning. Once again, my name is Philip R. Wise, retired Sergeant in the United States Air Force. 49 years ago, come April 4th, Operation Baby Lift was launched by President Gerald R. Ford, and I was one of the crew members aboard this C-5A Galaxy, which started the first official evacuation of over 3,000 Amerasian babies that were trapped in Saigon during the fall of Saigon. Anyway, my aircraft was the first to start. Unfortunately, 15 minutes into flight over the South China Sea, the rear cargo doors of ramp blew off in flight at 25,000 feet with plane loaded babies and crew and volunteer workers. Fortunately, the pilot tried to make it back to the airstrip we took off from, but we were going too fast. They found a place to crash land this aircraft, the world's largest aircraft at the time, the C-5A Galaxy. So we ended up crash landing in the rice paddies outside of Saigon. Unfortunately, everyone on the lower level of that aircraft, of the C-5A cargo section, died, and we were able to save all the babies upstairs, nearly 180 babies upstairs, and we lost 2. And everyone downstairs didn't make it except for myself. Good Lord, we had more work to do. I'm just honored to be able to be alive to share this story. Come next year, on the 50th anniversary of Operation Baby Lift, I plan to travel back to Vietnam to the crash site and read the names of all my crew members who were lost on the airplane crash. We lost 11 crew members. As a result of that Baby Lift mission, I was awarded the Airman's Medal for heroism. And I'm thankful each and every day I wake up, and I appreciate everything that all you veterans has done for our country, and I'm so proud to be an American. Thank you.
Well, I'm proud to be an Army veteran, and when I was in Vietnam, and I was the littlest guy in my unit of about 300 people. And the first thing they wanted me to do, which I didn't know, but they said, well, since you're the littlest guy here, we're gonna make you be the person to go in the tunnels. And I went into, I had to go in all the tunnels. And so one day we went in the tunnels, and it was a family in the tunnel, a Vietnam family. But the husband was, they was gonna try to kill us. So they said, well, we got one over here, we need to go inside, and I want you to go in there. I said, okay, well, I'll go in the tunnel. By the time I got to the entrance of the tunnel, they was blasting, they was really shooting at me. And so what I did was I shot back and went inside. And when I shot back, they ran. They left their food, they left their clothes, they left everything in that tunnel. But I made sure that tunnel did not kill me and not kill my soldiers. And so that's one of the stories, but there's plenty of other stories, but I'll give you the less of the other story going in there. But after I got in there, I saw this pot that they had just cooking it, and they were running. I mean, they were getting out of there because we put so much lead in there, they had to leave. So it's different. And one of the things that for me, I still have that in my head of some of the things that I did in Vietnam, and I'm trying to work not to continue to keep thinking of this, of the things I did in my duty, but I did make it home safe. And the other thing I didn't like it, if I can say it, after I got home and mustered out in California, I was walking, getting ready to go to the train to go home. People were hollering, oh, you a baby killer. You done this and done that. And I said to myself, hey, I went through all of this to try to save America from being attacked. And to the day, I did not like people were saying, we did this and we did that. What we did was we did our duty and we did what we had to do to protect ourselves as soldiers and protect America. So that's about it.
Okay, again, I'm Mike Butler. I served 23 years in the United States Navy. I got a very colorful career out of that. I sent 2 full tours with the Marines, which made me an honorable combat Marine. I also served with the United States Army, earned my Master Blaster badge and my Green Beret badge. I went in the tail part of Vietnam, and after everything was supposedly over, and we had to go in and infiltrate our people. They told us we only had a couple hundred people. It turned out to be a couple thousand people, and we had to call in a whole bunch of submarine forces. And that was fun. I've earned a variety of awards and, I've served in everything from Vietnam to the first Gulf War. One of my favorite ships is the USS George Washington, which is that big old carrier that everybody hears about in the news lately. And what I do look forward to is I look forward to working with all the organizations up here, every single one. We have our rivalries, you know, all your VFW, all your DB, all your strength in numbers, and you're this guy, you're that guy. Guess what? We're all a team. And one thing was, when I went into the service, I was 23 years old. Okay, I grew up in Detroit, so I figured I was pretty well rounded. Guess what? No, I wasn't. I come in, I've got Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, blacks, whites, Mexicans, everybody, Native Americans. It's like, all of a sudden, we're all thrown together and said, guess what? You guys are a company. Took about a week or so and we figured out, okay, if we're going to be a company, we got to work together. And I'll tell you, I've learned so much since then, and I enjoy working here. I work here every Wednesday, second, third, and fourth Wednesdays of the month. I work here. And I'll tell you what, for the past year and a half or so, it has been absolutely fantastic. The people are here are great, and I can't ask for no better. And if you guys ever need help, see me. I got business cards. That goes for everybody. Come on in. We got a meeting coming up Monday. You want to come and see our meeting is? We're on Hall Road at Bristol Road in Burton. You're welcome to come up and have a good time and, you know, just ask a few questions. Or if you just want to come up and see us, come and see us. And if you get there at the right time, we might have a good dinner for you. It's to be there at 6 o'clock if you want dinner. Our meetings are 7 to 8. And that's all I've got. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Georgia Grundy, second again. My time in service wasn't as colorful as these gentlemen here. I was told that I was too motivated, so they didn't want me. I was told they didn't want me going to new places, even though I asked. I joined at the age of 29. So I was the oldest thing in my unit. And I was older than pretty much everybody, captains, majors, on down. But it was the tale of two cities, the best of times and the worst of times. And I still have brothers and sisters that I still communicate with that are active, still active duty, that reach out to me. And the bond is unbreakable. And since I've been out, the bonds that I've created with so many people out here are unbreakable. And I'm hopeful and I believe that with this team of people in here, with people like Mr. Lewis, with the commanders here, with people like Dan, that Flint is going to be the example for the state and the rest of the country on what we need to do in order to uplift and expand all of the services that service veterans.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's give them one more round of applause. We're getting ready to acknowledge the veterans who are featured in the second volume 2. Mr. Ray Jefferson, I apologize. Yours was in the pile with the other one. I have to acknowledge this great man. Again, like he says, he is the Army Korean War veteran, one of the last remaining of the Buffalo soldiers of the Korean War. Let's give him a hand for that. Oh my God. Sergeant Ray Jefferson. Thank you, sir. And I look to him a lot. My dad loves him so much. As a service officer, my dad didn't get his World War II medals until 2003, and it was because of this man right here. Okay, so at this time, you guys can go down, and I'm going to acknowledge the veterans who are in the second edition.
Well, I'd like to add one more thing. I'm the author of a book entitled Fragile Delivery, Operation Baby Lift, the C58 Galaxy Crash. I bought a few copies with me. If anybody interested in knowing the entire story, what I went through, the books are available. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so here we go for the second round of military hit figures. Is First Lieutenant Edith Feaster here? I haven't seen her. I saw someone walk out that I thought was her, but oh, there she is. Let's give her a round of applause, guys. First Lieutenant Edith E. Feaster, Army Reserve National Guard Second Lieutenant. I am so honored to meet you. Just a blessing. She submitted her whole family. We had about 4 or 5 in the magazine who submitted their whole family, military families, and she was one of them. So today we salute you. We also salute the others that you submitted. Marine Corps, you represented the Michigan Army National Guard and the Army. And Marine Corps, Corporal James Curtis Feaster. Army World War II veteran first class, Dr. Richard Colwyn Davis. Army World War II MOS NCO, Staff Sergeant William D. Feaster. Army Post-Korean War Specialist third class, John A. Feaster. She represents her whole family in the second. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. It was an honor to represent my family. They have all the beautiful pictures down at my grandma's house. Can you? Okay. At my grandma's house, they have all that beautiful, like my dad had his Marine picture, and my uncles had their Army pictures. And they were just leaders in the community, and that's what made me want to join the military. They did their time, and my dad became a teacher, so he was very involved, going to the Marine parades and everything. And my uncle down south, he was very active in Arkansas, and him and his wife, they got money from Congress, and they developed Feaster Park. So it's just been a pride for the family. And Feaster Park is named after my granddad's uncle, who he was like the superintendent of the first school to educate free slaves, black slaves in Arkansas. So I just happy to have the opportunity to share.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Army Reserve retired Major Dr. Monica L. Liverette, who's featured in our second publication. And remember, guys, you are going to be up on the panel too in a minute.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Monica Leverett. I won't say much because I'm on the panel, so I'll save that for a bit. But I just want to thank you, Dolores, for this beautiful opportunity, and everyone else here, all the veterans. Thank you. I was very proud to serve, and if I had to do it all over again, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Liverette. Next, we have Army retired veteran, SPC4 E4 Franklin D. Harrelson.
Look, remember you're gonna be on the stage, so.
Oh, okay, well, I'm kind of in a daze, because I've been kind of sick lately. But anyway, you see, there's a lot of fact that I had almost a mini stroke a couple of weeks ago. But I took all my time out today. I was supposed to be on my way to hospital, so I come here to just because he asked me to come. But anyway, my name is Frank Johnson, and like I said, I served in the post Korean War on the same duty PLL with the DOD.
Yeah. You're gonna get a chance to share up here too on the panel. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Thank you for this.
Yeah, we're gonna have you guys up in just a minute. I want to
Okay.
these acknowledgements first. Thank you so much.
Very well.
So I'm just gonna pass the mic and just pass the paper, and then y'all gonna speak on stage.
Yeah, thank you, George. Okay, next we have, again, one of the other military families represented, father and son. We have EA3, Navy CV veteran Larry Van Kohler, and also being recognized as his late father posthumously, World War II Marine Corps, Otto Emil Kohler. Thank you, Larry, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next we have another family. I love this family. I love learning about these stories. All the father and sons and father and children. And this one I had not heard of, but was just truly thankful to get to meet. And I call them the Power Military Couple. They are Vietnam Air Force couple, Herbert, SPO E4 Herbert L. Pitts, and E5 Cora Murdoch Pitts. And they also represent in the book, they have two sons who are in the military and a grandson who is currently serving. Son Nathaniel Pitts, Navy AMS Aviation Structural Mechanic. Son Alex Daniels Pitts, Army SFC E7. And their grandson, Xavier Pitts, who is currently serving. Thank you. I have other copies also to give you guys. Thank you. So that you can give them each. Thank you so much. And we'll get to hear from you guys in just a second. Yeah. Is Mr. Lawrence McKinney here? He had our RSVP. Another family, military family, and this is a group of brothers submitted by, we recognize the Moore brothers, military family, Marine Corps, Edward Thomas Moore. He's going to be receiving on behalf of himself and his other siblings, Air Force Charles L. Moore, Army Luther D. Jr. Moore, and Navy Salim Elian, aka Robert L. Moore. Thank you so much.
Look in the camera. All right.
Let's get them all in here. Okay. We're waiting on Mr. Charles H. Winfrey. He had a funeral to go to, but he's supposed to come with me. Executive Director of McCree Theater. I want to really thank Mr. Winfrey for allowing us to have this today. Did I miss anybody who is featured in any of the magazines? Did I miss any of you? Please let me know if I did. Okay, so I did okay. And now we're getting ready to have those who are featured in the second edition to come on up to the panel.
On down.
So we can hear from you guys. And because we're doing good on time, after they're done, if there's any other veterans who are here, we would love to let you have a few minutes as well after this panel.
So y'all know y'all up there to solve all the world's problems, right?
Yeah.
Right through.
All right, well, here we go. You give the other microphone, let's get it. Yes. And so, who's the most ranking senior lady? Right there. So we're gonna start with you.
Okay, I don't know whether it's afternoon or not, but good afternoon. And, it's just, it's an honor to be, featured in the book. And I think the book is important because as an educator, students need books, to represent people they know or from their community. And so, I think this is a very good idea.
Next lady. Who's the next highest ranking?
Good afternoon again. My name is Dr. Major Monica Leverett. I served 22 and a half years with the Nurse Corps, Army Nurse Corps. I was deployed in 2010 to 2011 to Iraq for Iraqi Freedom, Iraqi New Dawn. My job duties there, I ran the detainee medical clinic. So half of our unit took care of all the soldiers that were on FOB, and the other half took care of all the detainees. Upon returning, I utilized my GI Bill and went back to school to get my doctorate degree. I am a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, as well as a geriatric nurse practitioner. I recently returned to Flint right before Thanksgiving. I went to Tucson, Arizona, and I was there for 5 years. I took a job opportunity for student loan repayment. Because of the opioid crisis, the government gave me $75,000 towards my student loans. So once my contract was up, I let my employer know that I needed to go back to Flint for various reasons. And they did not want me to leave. So as a joke, I says, well, let me work in Flint. And they did. So I work 100% from my home, but I see all my patients are in Arizona. Then while I was there, different things happened, and I have my own private practice. All those people are in Arizona. But what I would like to do is have my practice here in Flint, Michigan, because so many people suffer from substance abuse and mental health that I want to help the people where the city where I was born and that raised me. Like I said, the military has been really, really good to me. Very many benefits. I've had some health issues. I go to the VA in Ann Arbor. They've been excellent. And someone talked about that. What is it? The Fisher House. So back in 2014, I had cancer. And because, you know, when the VA offers a service, you have to go there. So instead of me having to drive back and forth, they put me up in a hotel. I'm not sure if the Fisher House.
Hotel for Heroes.
Yes, yeah, so I stayed in Ann Arbor through the week and I came home over the weekend. They provided a ride for me to my chemo and radiation treatments and everything. So I'm still, you know, getting benefits from the VA. I have a Indian heritage, and because of that, and because of being a veteran, more benefits. So the military has really been good to me. Like I said, if I had to do it all over again, I would. I really enjoyed it. Like the young man says, you develop friendships, lifelong friendships. I've met people from all over the world. I still keep in touch with them. So again, I'd like to thank Dolores. Once I met her just over the phone, never met her in person, but towards the end of our conversation, she says, "Are you related to Lenny Leverett?" Which is my sister, who's over in Germany. I'm like, what a small world. So I told my sister, I says, well, when I meet Dolores today, I'm gonna get a picture and I'm gonna send it to her. And I'm so honored to be here and be able to partake in this opportunity. Thank you again.
Okay, well, my name is Cora Pitts, and it was an honor and a privilege to serve. I served in the U.S. Air Force active duty from March of 1970 till December of 73 during the Vietnam era. And I was told I was the first single enlisted female to serve in Southeast Asia. And that was during the Vietnam withdrawal. In 1972, I served in Bangkok, Thailand, and we were a support mission for the refueling of planes during the Vietnam withdrawal, the beginning of it. I was inspired to join the military. I always wanted to travel, and I had uncles, a history of uncles, cousins that would travel all around, and stories of the military made me very intrigued. And I decided after a year and a half of college, being sent there to become an kindergarten teacher, I decided that's not for me. I'm not ready to get married. I want to travel. And I talked with my parents and I joined the Air Force. They gave me the worst job possible. It was administrative specialist, which is like a glorified secretary. They couldn't have given me a worse job, but it turned out to be a very good benefit, especially in this age of technology. I've had, like I said, my uncle served during World War II. My mother's all three brothers, my grandmother's only sons, all three were sent overseas during World War II at the same time. My father's brother served World War II. I had cousins that served Korean War, the Cold War. I have relatives and my husband served Air Force active duty, my brothers, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, now a grandson served in the military. And I'm so grateful that these young people did not get the welcome or not so welcome when we returned during the Vietnam era. We did not get a warm reception, but I'm so glad that the young people, my children, my son served, one son served during Desert Storm, and he was on the George Washington. In fact, he served on 4 of the aircraft carriers. As soon as he come in and he called and said, coming on to visit, he get another call and Mom, I'm back out again on another carrier. So he had to cancel his trip home. And my other son served in Afghanistan twice. So I think the military is a good place to mature. It's a good place to learn to take care of yourself. You get some of the most tightness on a very tight-knit community, a very supportive community. You see some of the best people in the world and some of the worst people in the world, and you learn, you grow up, you mature, you appreciate this country with all our warts when you see what other people, how other people live in other countries. So I guess I've said enough, and thank you.
And which one of the gentlemen is the highest ranking?
I think probably me, I'm an E4.
You got an E4?
E5.
E5?
E4.
So we're gonna start with you.
Just glad to be here. Thanking the Lord for this opportunity. It's appreciated to be able to see my brother here that was in the Navy. My oldest brother was Air Force, he passed. My next brother was out in the Army and he had passed. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps, my baby brother, Navy here. But it is a privilege, yes, to be here, to see the veterans here. It was bad when we got out, however, people did not appreciate veterans. Today, it really turned around 100%. Anywhere you go, you're being recognized and appreciated. And that is a big change to make a big difference. I'm also a lifetime member of the DAV also. Glad to be able to stay here, sit here and say we really appreciate everybody that's still showing up today to support us veterans. Thank you.
I guess it's you, because we'll just go down the line.
All right. I'm probably the only one here that what the Irish call a blow-in, because I'm not a native of Michigan or Flint, but I've been here about 40 years now, and so I kind of consider myself to be a Flintstone, as they say.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a Flintstone now.
Yes, yeah.
Well, first I'm going to tell you 10 words about my dad. He graduated from high school and he started work as a butcher in Washington, Pennsylvania. It's a little town southwestern Pennsylvania. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, he joined the Marine Corps and he was with the 1st Marine Division in Guadalcanal. He served several locations in the South Pacific, came back to the United States, retrained at Lejeune and Camp Pendleton, and then he was reassigned near the end of the war to Hawaii to load ships for the invasion of the home islands of Japan, which, as we all know, didn't happen. So he came back to the United States, married my mother, had me and my sister, lived his entire life in Washington as a butcher, and passed away in 2012. So that's him. I'm very, very proud of him. He was very proud of being Marine. I served in Vietnam. I'm an architect. I graduated from college and I immediately went into the Navy as a CB. I'm probably the only CB here.
Well, favorite Navy, 401, sir.
All right, 401?
Yeah.
All right. I was MCB4. We were stationed in Cameron Bay, but I was assigned as additional duty to the Admiral at Da Nang in I Corps, and basically served as an architect, so I didn't get out into the rice paddies too much. The one thing that I would say that is the thing that sticks with me about my service in Vietnam was I was able, as an architect, to design a leper colony at a location called Crescent Bay, just outside of Da Nang. Leprosy is one of the most virulent diseases in Vietnam and Southeast Asia. And so a local organization there, a missionary organization, asked the Navy if we would be able to do something. And I happened to be the architect on hand. So I was able to design that, as well as a clinic in the town of Da Nang for leper sufferers and their families to come in from the various villas and locations around the northern part of South Vietnam and get treatment for leprosy. So I'm quite proud of that accomplishment of mine. That's about all I did. I came back to the United States and I have been an architect ever since, and I'm still working as an architect. And interestingly enough, I I noted that somebody here is a deacon at Ebenezer Ministries. I'm working with Ebenezer Ministries with Triumph Church and the Flint campus here on a couple of different projects for that church. So even though I'm retired, I'm still not retired. And I also want to thank Dolores and everybody for the honor of asking me to be in the Hidden Figures magazine. I really appreciate it, and I know my father would have.
Eric, can you hold up the, your dad?
Oh, good. Oh,
He has some very unique medals.
Okay, like I was saying before, my name is Michael. And, well, if I could talk, well, then I can get ready to go deep. So, I would just cut through everything and go through it. Okay. I was joined, in, 1966. I mean, 65. And I was with the first that ever left here, Flint, Michigan, when they come out to trail. They first come out of Vietnam Trail. Well, I went in with Roy Stoker and Wallow Party. And I think I was before Sam. Right. But anyway, I went in that area. And that was the worst part of the time. And I was born in as a Marine. So God blessed me by not letting them go in there because they said I had 21 hours of credit to go in there. You know, if I go in there, I had to make up in school. I did a diploma, so I got a diploma in hired in Chevrolet and in Monroe. But the next year, they drafted me. I had no choice. So I went in. When I went in, but then I went in with 15. Left here in Flint, Michigan. I think I was the only one come back. And that was our family at the time. When he was in there, I heard he was in there. And I've been trying to almost have a mouth to go again. Well, I've been trying to get with this guy here since I've been out. And I didn't see him no more for what, 40 years? 40 years when I come out and he'll be trying to get me to BMW out here. And I signed him up, but I can never catch up with him. So I know if I call in, I want to be doing the you know, and I am a lifetime with DB. And when I got out, but anyway, get that's probably that could be a story. But anyway, just through all of that, and then like I said, you guys here, George Grundy and Dolores for putting this here on.
Mr. Lord, all the way.
Well, it was you the one I met first. He was down there with your killer, all that. Sam used to be down too, but I visited all of them. But anyway, just get back to the story part. Get back to the war part. Well, I went to TUI with the for demolition specialist. I was the best I was thinking of what you call me Black and Roy Rogers or something like that. But I went in there, you know, with the feel that I was going to do what I had to do because my father died, you know, when I was 16. And I was there to take over my whole family. You know, so I could have got out. They told me, you know, I'd go home if I wanted to do something in the house. I wouldn't do it because I had to take care of my family. So I went in. When I got in there, I went through a lot of things. Like I said, I did rate everything I did for my family and the United States of America, the country, and taking care of my family. And I served in the post-war thing, and I've been post-war Korean on the post, airlift, across the MGM River, and it did on DMZ, so I patrol the DMZ and the humanitarian training in Vietnam. Evidently, especially on the 31st of the year, combat engineer, first 23rd division, first cadence, that I was connected to the Buffalo soldiers. I heard that when I was in Vietnam. But anyway, both my first two, I was trying to find my orders. He sent me to Vietnam twice, sent me back to Korea. They sent me on the DMZ drone. I got attacked, by the villages, and all that. I got attacked in North Korea. I got caught up in North Korea 2 or 3 times, and I know I was in there. And I almost didn't make it through that. Then they sent me to Vietnam, for I was assigned for second tour. Go back over there as a motor sergeant, 31st in the Navy. And make it there because I got a ticket. And they took my right away and then gave it back to me to find out that I got charged for something that I didn't do. So anyway, got a long story short, that was my service card. And what I really want to do is appreciate what George and Doris has done for when I first connected with him. They was all about what I was about. And it's got a hand here, I forget his name. I think that's the pastor. I met him at EV somewhere on this. But anyway, everybody that's in here, I've talked to them all over, about, well, anyway, just go to the name. I respect what you're doing, George. I respect what you're doing. Lord, I respect everything that happened to now. It's like everybody said when I got out, like Sam said, they were throwing rocks at me, killing me, baby killers, and same thing he went through. And I'm still here and fighting through it. And I love the company. Love you now too, man.
Good afternoon. My name is Herb Pitts. When I got my draft notice, I knew that I wasn't going into the Army because I was the youngest in my high school class. I was 17 when I graduated. Everybody was 18. They had to go to the Army. They went to Vietnam. I wasn't going to Vietnam because I knew what Vietnam was all about. It wasn't about saving America. It was about saving Shell Oil and all those businesses over there. So I knew I had to go to the military, so I enlisted in the Air Force. I enlisted in the Air Force because I wanted to be a pilot. Now I'm asking my recruiter, could I be a pilot? He said yes. And I'm standing in front of him just like I am now with these glasses on. Now let me make something clear. You're not going to be no pilot if you don't have 20/20 vision. And he's looking at me telling me yes. So when I enlisted in the Air Force, and went through boot camp, I became a security policeman. So instead of flying the plane, I was guarding the plane. And I really loved it. My first tour of duty was in Panama. Oh, I was just like a kid with a new toy. Because over in Panama, they had the jungles where they trained their Army troops for the jungle. Okay. It was a jungle. We had bunkers over there. We had to walk the bunkers, and I enjoyed every minute of it. We had to guard those planes, and that big C-5A, that Philip Wise, and incidentally, Philip Wise, we went to the same elementary school. He was a good basketball player, so I always wanted him on my team. He was a good pool player, too. There's my brother-in-law, my Warren, his brother married my sister. I didn't know him until after I got out, but it's a wonderful thing. But the first 2 years of my tour of duty, I was in Panama for 1.5 years. It was wonderful. I was enjoying life to its fullest. Then I got my orders to go to Omaha, Nebraska, SAC headquarters. I thought, oh no, it's cold up there. I didn't want nothing to do with nothing being cold, but I'm from Michigan already, so I know what the heat is. But I didn't realize God had a plan for me. because in Omaha, Nebraska, he had this beautiful young lady named Cora Murdoch waiting for me. You know why I say wait for me? Because my roommate went 30 days before I did, and he fell in love with her roommate. So when he left, he said, we told him, okay, I'm gonna have them room us together. So we went there and we roomed together. So because he was going with her roommate, he introduced me to her. At first, she didn't. I guess she didn't like me. You know, it was I was just a plain, everyday guy. But eventually, I won her over. SAC headquarters. I really loved my tour of duty the first 3 years, but the last year it was pure hell. I did something that I shouldn't have did. I disobeyed a lawful order. You don't do that in the military, even if you was right. And incidentally, I was right. But I should have went on and did what they wanted me to do because it wasn't hurting anyone. And then I should have fought my battle there. But I was young and dumb and didn't understand. But all in all, I would still tell everybody, hey, if you're not doing nothing and you're standing around out here in the city and you don't know what to do, join the military. At least it's a start. And I'm so proud of my son that he went in the Army and he stayed there 20 years. I'm so proud of my other son, he went in the Navy and he did it 4 years. Now I'm even more proud of my grandson because he is currently now serving, in the Army. And I thank God for all of that. Thank you.
I got one more thing to say. I want to just acknowledge my uncle. Every time I get ready to get up here and talk, I be so much on myself. My uncle, Lee Henry Harrison, he was a Korean veteran. And he went through the same, he probably knows what I'm talking about. And that's why I got all of my skills and abilities from him. And Lee Henry had my family, just like you said, all veterans. And, all my uncles and all my daddy was, but all my uncles were. And, my brother, Michael Harrison, he was 173rd Earth. You probably know what I'm talking about. When they come over here to Vietnam, he come over there with the first, air mobile. Because that's when I went over there was kind of first they shoot us out the air before we can get to the ground. And then we get it over there. That's why I was lucky to get through that part. And then Michael come over there was the third. And I wanted to acknowledge him. I've been trying to get him to come to the Southern program. So I want to acknowledge that he was doing the worst shit in our lives.
I want to give the record. He caught my eye. So I thought he looked very handsome in his uniform. He had a good sense of humor, as you all see. And he's a man that can fix things. I was very impressed.
So she did like you.
My brother served in he was a Vietnam veteran. He was a Green Beret, and he received an award from General Chad Davis.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Let's give them one big round of applause. And as they are taking their seats, any other veteran or representative can come up if there's something you want to share briefly about your military experience if you were not in one of the magazines. Thank you again. So anyone who may not have been in the magazine, but you want to come up and share something, go right ahead. While they're doing that, Kim reminded me something very important. Anyone who would, well, first let me show you. This is the inaugural edition right here. This is the first one. that you guys heard from. I don't have any of these with me today, but you can order them on Amazon, and there's information in your book, your program, on how to order those if you like. This is the second edition that came out November 2023. And you just heard from part of that group. This is a 90-page, the first one is a 72-page. I do have some of these available today if you'd like to get one, they're over here. Any veteran or veteran family member or friend who knows someone that would like to be in the next one? I'm planning on doing one every November because I get approached by so many veterans. Are you doing another one? Are you doing another one? Are you doing another one? And I already have about 10 for the next one coming out next November. So again, the program, it's in the all the information is in the program. Everything you would need. I know we got some other veterans in here. And have I missed anyone? Is that you, Virginia, over there? Okay. Okay, I have something for your brother. But is there any other veterans on the front row here?
There's a few out here. They just don't want to hide.
Yeah, Warren Smith, I know, come on up. We want to hear from you. Would you like to? We got all these veterans sitting on these first and second rows. You guys, we want to hear from you. We would love to hear from you. Let's let them know how much we would love to hear from them. Yeah, so y'all come on up. Commander Guy. We got 4 veterans on this end. One right here, one right here. Okay. Okay, you can go ahead.
My name is Warren Smith. I served Vietnam veteran. I did 2 tours. The name in Kuwait. Let's see here. I was in 68 to 72. Had a couple of experiences there, but it's too long to bring it out. I do get post-stress disorder. I joined the post 3 about 5 years ago. I was over director of transportation, and now I'm in training for senior vice commander. And I used to enjoy being around the vets and helping them. I really enjoyed this, going down there and just helping out. It's just a thrill to see the smile on their face when they say they finally can get some help. And I'm really glad that we're all supporting them. And I love all you vets. Just want to let y'all know that. And I really enjoy my job. Thank you.
Once again, my name is Mary Simmons. I am not a veteran, but I come from a staunch veterans family. My dad and Dolores' father and a few others, they started the first American Legion post in Flint. And it was Dory Miller, 306. And my dad was in the Red Ball Express. And also he helped to liberate France and the German Nazi war camps. And my husband was in Vietnam. And I had a cousin who was a Vietnam vet and a Green Beret and a medic and a Vietnamese interpreter. And one brother that was in college, he left college and joined the Air Force, and he ended up becoming a West Point nominee and an Air Force nominee. So he went to the Air Force Academy because he wanted to be an astronaut. And after that, he went a couple years and dropped out. Now he is a lawyer with his own law practice. But my whole family life has been evolved and revolved about being military. My grandfather died in France, World War I. So, like I said, I have 2 sister-in-laws who are veterans. I have nephews that are still in the military. So everyone in my family is so military minded. I didn't want to go myself as the oldest, but I had so many brothers. I figured y'all handle it. Y'all carry on the name. make us proud and represent. So I just wanted to share, that my dad and so many people, and then my husband, who was a Vietnam vet, he just passed a couple months ago. He met my cousin in Vietnam in Cam Ranh Bay. My cousin said, I'm gonna meet your husband. I'm like, wait a minute, how you gonna meet him on the other side of the world? And sure enough, he walks out of the jungle and meet my husband, and my husband was a quartermaster. He ran a warehouse. So I'm like, that's quite interesting. But I just wanted to share that so many of us are connected by our military roots, our military foundation, our love of country, our dedication to country, and being veterans and military minded and always wanting to help our country to be the best that it can. So it really is so disheartening and demoralizing when most of our vets came home from the Vietnam War and they were treated like crap, as if it was their fault that they were there. When majority of them, were drafted, because my husband was drafted and I married him at 17. I was still in second semester of the 11th grade. And I was 17, left that Monday going to Vietnam. And so it was, and we were married 56 years. And it was, but it was just always a military family. So I was used to it because my dad, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles, my grandfathers, everybody was military minded. And then my mom was staunchly, she helped get the charter and get our charter restarted back for American Legion 306 along with this guy right here. So definitely. So now I'm going to stop talking and pass the mic in. Thank you.
I wanted to say, I didn't want to come up because I wanted to save mine for the next edition. Now you're getting me up here so I can tell everything. Now when I get to next November or whatever, I got to say this again. My name is Andrew Guy. I come from a military family, okay? Just like some of you all have. My oldest brother was in the Marine Corps. He went over there in 1959. That's when I think John Kennedy sent him over to Vietnam. And after he went over there, he spent, twice. He spent 2 sessions in Vietnam. He was a helicopter crew chief, and he got shot down once. My mother used to say, why you want to go back? He said, I got to go back. He said, you're crazy. And I was young. I thought it was crazy too. But he went back, and the next time he come home, and I was sitting around, and he said, well, you're not going to be doing anything once you join the Marine Corps. I said, yes, I will. My daddy didn't want me to go. So we had to get up early in the morning while everybody was asleep, go down to the road, where they, where they got the Marines and the Navy and Air Force. So I walked up and he said, okay, why don't you go over there and see the man? I looked at something told me, don't go into the Marine Corps. I mean, this is true. I didn't know anything about the Navy or whatever, because my brother was always Marine Corps, So I said, well, I'm going to the Navy. He said, wait a minute. Why you want to go to the Navy? I said, I don't know. I said, but I'm going. So I went into the Navy. I went into the Navy. And 1961, that's when I went into the Navy. My brother, Staff Sergeant, he was a drill instructor. He got a lot of ribbons too. He was in Camp June, and he retired out of the Marine Corps. He's in California right now. He got his house up above Camp Pendleton. I used to sit in his backyard. Look over there now, you can hear the bombs or whatever the case may be. And he has Agent Orange also. So we've been dealing with that too. So we praying for him. And but myself, my little brother was in the Army, okay? Now I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia, and he was stationed across the river. So he used to come over to the ship every now and then on the weekend. But see, I didn't want to go over to where he stayed at because I told him he had 2 biscuits too big. The Army had big biscuits. So when he comes on my ship, I feed him good. Hey, we eat good food. Biscuits normal size, But every time I go over there, all them food is biscuits, baked on the way. But anyway, we served together in Norfolk, Virginia. I was in the Navy and he was in the Army. My other brother was in the Marine. So down in Panama, we were down in Panama also. They had an uprising down in Panama. And we went down there and took Marine. I was aboard a helicopter carrier that carried Marines and helicopters. The USS Guadalcanal 7. I like that word 7 because we used to, I used to gamble a little bit. I'm just saying, that was fun. But anyway, we take Marine down in the Caribbean and the Virgin Islands, get them training. Then when they come back, we ship them to Vietnam. And that was a tiring experience. A lot of them didn't want to go because they knew they was going to Vietnam when they got back. But they had to go. But anyway, we had a lot of fun. When President Kennedy was assassinated, we was in Cuba. Everybody was on shore. I would have had to have duty that particular day. I'm landing on the flight deck. The weather's nice down here. So I had another hour or so to go on duty. So I had my radio on, and they said, well, President Kennedy got shot. He was assassinated. Well, I thought, well, somebody just saying something. I didn't realize that. Until all of a sudden, General Quarters, we got to pull out. Wait a minute, how can we pull out when everybody's on shore? He said, well, we getting underway right now. So we pulled anchor up and, hey, got out of the harbor, had the flagmen aboard ship because they be out there, half of them was drunk, because they was out there partying, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they had to fly them back in. And we had that island. I've never seen as many ships in my life. As far as I could see ships. But anyway, I served 4.5 years aboard the USS Guadalcanal. And I loved every bit of it. And now I had my youngest brother. He joined the Navy. I talked to him. Okay, he was in Flint staying with me. Act like he was a young guy. Act like he didn't want to find a job. I said, wait just a minute. I said, now when I come home, I want you to find a job. Yeah, I mean, I gave him a car and everything, money in his pocket. He's still 18 years old, but he got, wanted to mess with some of his friends that he met in Flint. And I come home and I said, you looking for a job? He said, yeah. My young daughter said, no, Dad. He been down there asleep. So I told him, I'm gonna give you ultimatum. You go to the Navy, you find your job. When I get home, you gotta do one or the other. He said, I'm going to the Navy. He went into the Navy and he retired out of the Navy. Oh yeah, he's a young man right now. He just had his birthday yesterday. He retired out of the Navy. So I had a good time with my military family. And then I had a younger brother who joined the Army again. And when my father died, there was nobody at home, so they allowed him to stay. But that's my life. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Let's give them one more round of applause. Is there anyone who we may have missed that was featured? Okay.
I'm going to kind of change that a little bit. For those of you that may not know, I'm a gospel singer. I have gospel recordings throughout the country, okay, internationally, not just nationally. And I was sitting there and I said, well, everybody seemed to be bored, so I had to work a little bit more.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but a song came to my mind. Y'all don't mind. A song came to my mind, and I'm not a Flintstone. And I don't get a lot of push in the Flint area, like the Flintstones, who is the gospel music too. But you hear me on your radio with WFLT every Monday night. I'm still playing my music every Monday night. WFLT on the Gospel Quartet venue. All right. I want to sing just a verse of this song, and it's for the those of you that have suffered in the war, and we go through things. So this song says, "Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise, for it was grace that brought my liberty. I do not know why Jesus came to love me so. He looked beyond all of my faults and saw my need. How marvelous he is to me. His wonders do perform, for God is merciful and kind toward us, 'cause He looked beyond all of our faults and saw your need. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, is there anyone else who was in one of the magazines? You may have, come in later, or we missed you. If so, please stand up. We want to make sure we recognize you. If you were in one of the publications and we haven't recognized you yet, just want to make sure I got everybody. Okay, we do have another presentation. Is Mr. Winfrey? Does anybody see Mr. Winfrey? Is he here? He is, yes or no?
He hasn't made it yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, we do have one posthumously that we do need to also recognize, and that is another Marine Corps Vietnam veteran, Terry Edward Nolan, and his sister Virginia Nolan is here to accept on his behalf. Let's give her a hand. Okay, I want to make sure that Daniel, are you getting ready to leave? Okay, because I want to get some pictures. Also, we're going to give Miss Virginia a minute.
Good afternoon, how are you guys? So my brother died 2015 in McLaren. We're originally from Tennessee. He was in the Marines and he went there at 17. My sister cried so much when he was drafted at 17, and he went there by bus. And he ended up going to Camp Lejeune, stationed there, and then on to Da Nang. And it was like 68 to 73, somewhere like another gentleman said. And my mother was a praying woman down in Tennessee. And I know that the Holy Spirit walked with her because he wrote her and said, "Mom, I can't see. I'm out here on the battleground. I can't see." And she wrote our then Senator, Pat Everett. And he got pulled. He got pulled from the battleground. And then the next day, his buddy was killed. And so I know that was God that was sparing him from that. And so he went on to have Agent Orange, and he came in Michigan 2008, only to die of the water crisis at McLaren. And wow. And so I thank you guys. I thank the Lord for honoring the veterans. Yeah. My dad was in the Army, and my brother was in the National Guard, my other brother. And so you guys just keep keeping on and holding on to God's unchanging hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We had a special, or have a special presentation. Mr. Winfrey, he had a funeral, but he said he would be along closer to the end. I want to make sure that I get pictures. We're going to ask all the veterans to come up here up front. You guys can stay up there, come up here if you'd like. But we want to get some pictures of all the veterans here. If you would just come and line up right here. We want to make sure you have your day today. You have every veteran.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you guys take a picture and then I'm gonna take one with you.
Go ahead, Richard. Let your chin loose. Yeah, come on. Y'all think
You need some of the guys to come in the front or in the back.
Well, I'm videoing. We live. We got a bunch of people that's gonna watch this. So whoever got a camera, this gentleman right here is professional photographer for today. I was ticked for today. So
There are pictures to me too now.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, come on. Look, Major don't want to come up. She don't want to be a veteran. Come on, Major.
Major, why aren't you up here? Michelle?
At least we're getting some kind of day, some kind of way, some kind of house. We might as well enjoy it. So they don't do the Veterans Day discount once a year. Major Michelle Merritt, y'all. So we looking at all y'all cameras. Somebody said, I feel cross-eyed, right? Bird.
Okay.
Remember, y'all gotta send some of them pictures to Mr. Lord, or she won't have it.
Yeah.
You got somebody picture?
I don't know.
Okay. Like a little.
It's amazing. We got sit right here in the middle. We gotta do this more now. Yeah. We don't see it.
Would you like some set it up here?
He said that platform is not ready. It's not all the way ready, so they just built it, so we don't want to go through it. Because we already go through it, so we don't want to go through it.
If the ends could come in just a little bit on each side, then we would like kind of go in front, a couple in front of each other. Like the two ends, like kind of come in front of each other a little, right there. Yeah, that's better. You get everyone. I think.
Anyone using panoramic view? Thank you. Oh.
We're ready to re-enlist.
Somebody gonna say something.
Can we have this baby veteran? Can we have the baby come sit here too? I mean, she's a legend, you are, serious.
Yeah.
Almost 70 years supporting military veterans. I can't leave her out. She's the last living the charter. You got it. And I think I forgot to mention she's 94 years old. 94 years old. Okay, you guys, take
No,
Okay, everybody got it? Got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Last but not least, please go see the display of all the military veterans we have the magazine. And we have
Refreshments and a display. So if y'all want some refreshments and see the display, when you walk out of here, go to the left and you can go see the display of all the amazing veterans and the sacrifice of their families and them, and you can get some refreshments.
No.
Softball. 46. So I do recognize faces, so I'm not tricky. Awesome. Let's have a little bit. Well, man, we do this my business card together. I'm on put you on live. You ever heard of Plan After Dark? We got like 20,000 subscribers, and then we got our platform with other things. So 17, 65. 79.8.
Like I think we did
So you got a whole line search. Let me take this off. Hey, listen to all the everything. All right, we out of here, y'all.